This is one of my more crazy projects. 25 years down the line, and well, it hadn't shown a profit, and basically, it's one of the more. It uses it's a different design, ultralight wings, and it uses a cord which actually gives the wing strength. Also, super quiet engines and a lighter body. Um, it's kind of like I said, instead of using a tube for the wing, like see how the wing's super thin. Instead of using a tube in the wing, it uses the. It's more like a unibody. It's what I would call a unibody wing, where instead of using a big tube, it uses smaller tubes, and it uses a cord that goes all the way out to the end to give it strength, and it uses the wing shape itself to actually give it strength and all that stuff. It uses smaller diameter, I think smaller tubes and a long cord basically that goes all the way to the very end. Basically, what I call the flexi wing aircraft. But it's a unibody. You know, it's like basically a unibody wing, pretty much. It's a revolutionary new idea, and it was very controversial and very expensive because 25 years or 25 years down the road or 7 years down the road, it hadn't shown any profit at all, and it was a question of whether or not it would be able to lift the fuselage. But anyway, but basically the wing is the most expensive part. The wing is like expensive because it's a super lightweight wing on basically kind of like a standard frame. But like I say, I was like 25 years down the road and not showing a profit at all. But basically, yeah, like I said, it uses a cord to actually get the strength, and the bend right there. That's it's actually a cord, so it's bending down the cord. The cord actually like goes down and then up. So it uses a reverse triangle, I think, or something like that. It's a geometry thing, and the cord goes all the way out to the very end, right there, and goes all the way down through it, and that's what actually gives it its strength is the cord basically, and some smaller ribbing, of course. There's like small ribs inside there, and then 90% of the strength is actually in the cord that goes across. And of course, the cord will wear out, as it's flexing and bending. But it's what I call the flexi wing aircraft, and I think those are just standard. I don't know. They might use a little bit of the cord thing, but basically, it's a super lightweight idea, to reinforce the wing and give it more strength by using the shape and this long cord that goes all the way through it. And and like I said, technically I don't know if it's ever going to pay out because 25 years in and millions of dollars later, this is all I have to show for it. It was a crazy idea. Basically, well, it's a wing design company that actually came up with the wing, and I said, okay, let's go ahead and put it on a fuselage. And so they built the fuselage. The fuselage, I think, could be a little lighter. They're still working on that. I'm not exactly sure if they read. The fuselage is pretty much a standard fuselage, or at least it was at first, a standard fuselage, at least for testing. And then the super quiet, super high tech engines, which are a whole new design too, as well. And so it's supposed to be like this is the Airbus of the future, pretty much. About as high tech as it gets, really, as far as lightweight and high techness. The downside is though that the wings tend to flex because the cord is actually giving it the strength and not the actual ribs. The wings tend to flex a lot, back and forth. So there's a little bit of flutter problem with it, and that was the only downside is that the wings flutter, and that is of course a problem. But it bends. It's a bendy wing. I call it the flexi wing. Anyway, but it is lighter and it is possibly better, and it's basically my newest, highest tech jet, pretty much, and was basically like 150 million or something down the hole or something like that, and not much to show for it, but it's a bet. I mean, if it would work or not, and if it will be better. Um, so basically, LS Lucifer Star, pretty much flight. My most high tech, basically aircraft right there, and not a bad one. Anyway, though, but yeah, I forget. It was some investors from Singapore, and I basically took part in it or something. Pretty much, I had the money, of course. LS, a manufacturing company, White Star Lines, Lucifer White Star Lines company, pretty much. See, this is yeah. Well, they have. It's a whole new idea. It's a whole new wing idea that we could try on all the jets. But basically, instead of using a big, huge center spar that goes through and gives the wing strength, it's using the flexi wing. So it uses a shape and a chord to actually give it its strength, and it goes all the way out to the end of the wing. And it's a lot more expensive of a wing, and could be better, but it's also a lighter wing. It adds like 30% or something or more strength to the wing by using a tension. It's actually like a tension wing basically, that goes side to side. And it was a very expensive and is basically a revolutionarily new because it adds, like I said, 30% strength to the wing or something like that, or 45% more stronger wing. And yeah, LS me. That was it was my Singapore. I invested in it. These kids wanted to do it, and we were working on it and 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 trying to get the wing strength up and get the heaviness down because weight is cost. So we're trying to make them lighter instead of using this great big huge center spar that goes across the wing. It uses tension to go across the wing. So, but like I said, it causes flutter. I think normally we use like one big spar and then two small ones or something like that to keep the flutter down or something like that. Or one big spar and then two smaller ones, and it kind of reduces the flutter. The problem is the flutter in the wing. It wants to bend on you. Whenever you hit turbulence, it wants to rotate on you. So the flexi wing has some downsides, and it's like, and it's a very expensive wing, and it's LS, of course, because it's me and LS. It's LS in like Singapore or one of these countries, basically, where I was putting up the money, investing in them, and we would see if it actually gets profit. But anyway, like I said, in a way, I'm kind of like, Lucifer Star. So, anyway, but yeah. Yeah, anyway, so we were building jets now like that. Because, well, it adds strength without adding weight. And so it is better. It's just that, more turbulence and a fluttery wing. So, I mean, some people say it's a fail, but some people called it a fail. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I was stuck with it because it's like I have already spent the money. They've already done all the research. They've built the aircraft, and it's a wing option.